What is up, friends, lovers, and enemies all across the world? Sometimes I really think that I need to say, what's up, teens? I don't know what that one's about, but as you can see, we have a sleeping baby in the back. Say hi to Bulby. He's chillin'. I thought I would do something fun with my makeup and just like kill 900 birds with one stone. So this is what we're doing. So I've been going to PowerPoint parties over the course of the pandemic, all over Zoom. Thank you, technology. And basically, these PowerPoint parties where basically we like present on a topic that we're interested in to each other have been giving me so many amazing video ideas. So that's what we're doing. Today, I would like to thank my friend Sophie for basically doing this PowerPoint, and I was like, okay, I can do that. So that's what we're doing. Ranking all of the ships that I have shipped. Not all of them, but like most of them. I guess the ones that like people would know about, and also the ones that don't involve myself.
You need to be locked in prison for a very long time.
Because, like, the problem is that I feel like I have so many more ships, and then I realized, no, it's just characters that I had crushes on. I did have to go into my Tumblr archive for this and go back on DeviantArt, where someone was asking me if I wanted to make money. So of course I'm always like, I'm interested. And he says, can you tickle me?
Jail. You're going to jail.
First of all, we're in a pandemic, so no. Second of all, I don't know you, so the answer is definitely no. Definitely no. But regardless, we're gonna go in order of the most horrific to the best ship of all time. So I'm very sorry. This is gonna go across like book fandoms and anime. I luckily did not include anything from like a musical, which I don't even think I shipped anyone from any musicals. So the first one really does require a bit of an explanation. And so the first ship, I'm so sorry, but it is Snary.
You are a danger to society.
Yeah, that is Snape and Harry. So I didn't like ship the two characters in like the books or in the movies or anything like that, and not even in a Harry Potter musical. I shipped them because I followed someone on DeviantArt when I was between the ages of like 11 and I'd say 13 was like the outside of when this was happening. This person on DeviantArt made this like comic series. It was just like they did like comics, I guess, and it was a Snary ship, and I really I really liked the comic. I hopefully have found some images that are being presented on the side, but I am having war flashbacks right now, so I'm so sorry to everyone who has to witness this. It was kind of gross, but it was gross. It was gross. Yeah, that one's the worst. I don't think there's ever going to be a single ship that is as bad as that one. Then we have, from the amazing world of Once Upon a Time, Swan Queen. Yes, that is Swan, whose name is escaping me, but she's blonde. She's like the chosen one or whatever. And the evil queen. I mean, you cannot deny that there is a lot of sexual tension between them. And like, it goes beyond just the conflicts around Henry, but like the good versus bad conflict, like, yeah. And if my appearance doesn't like explain this to you without the need for words, my favorite episode of Kim Possible was the episode where Shigo turned good and became friends with Kim Possible. That should suffice. Then we move on to John Locke. I know this is on everyone's list of ships that they shipped. I was a Wholock blog. I never liked Supernatural, so the super was never part of my brand. It was more like a Wholock Potter Avatar Glee blog. The reason that I put this one so low on the list is like the show was pretty. But also Benedict Cumberbatch was kind of the worst. And the man who played John was good. It just like it didn't do much for me. Like it's not that exciting of a pairing. Like the list goes from like horrendous to made me cry, but also feel a lot of other things. Gonna keep it like that. I feel like that's vague enough. Then this might be a little surprising. It probably should be higher up on the list, but I'm gonna say next would be I think it was called Faberi, Quinfa, Bray, and Rachel Berry on Glee. They just like there's something about them looking such opposites and also being such opposites that really appeals to me. You'll see that opposites attract is a big theme of mine. But I just Faberi like made me smile. That's really all it was. There's really nothing else to it. I hated most pairings on Glee, as you might guess. And yet I still watched the show. I think I stopped around season 3 because I was like, we're done. Don't need any more of this. Then we have Everlark, which is Peta and Katniss. I know it's canon. Like, a lot of these ships are canon because there's just something about, like, ships that aren't canon appeal so much less to me. They're really opposites attract in my mind, which is part of why I like them so much. But especially Catching Fire, which is obviously the best book and the best movie in the trilogy, was, I don't know, just like the comforting that they both did for each other. The trauma really was like, the trauma of it all. I love it. And also like Katniss sort of softening and like opening up a little bit more so that she can feel romantic feelings is like kind of nice. It's kind of nice. But it's also low on the list because there's just better. There's better ships. Namely, Taizula, which there was also a comic on DeviantArt that I read that had some Taizula in it. This is very incorrect and wrong. Actually, what I'm thinking about was a comic that was about Azutara, which is Azula and Katara. It was very much like the Snary comic. Might go back and reread this one, actually, because I remember it being very, very good. Now we have a pairing that transcends generations. And that would be Draco and Harry. But more importantly, I think it's better as Scorpio and Albus. And here's why. One, go watch my fanfiction reading video and go read it. Wrote it when I was 13. And it's still like pretty decent for fanfiction. It's really more about like the aesthetic and also like the anger and resentment of Harry and Draco, and sort of like having a character arc that eliminates that anger that they have towards each other. So that's kind of really why I like it. And I like it better for Scorpius. Oh my god, I think I might have said Scorpio before. Scorpius and Albus is because they're getting over like anger that their parents have put onto them, you know, like a rivalry that's not really theirs. Go read Harry Potter and the Cursed Child and go read my fanfiction because it's better. Then we have, this one's, this one is not in any of the universes that I have mentioned thus far in this video, but this is Harahi and Hikaru from, I'm so sorry, but from Ouran High School Host Club, not the anime, but the manga. I adored this manga. I really want to go back and reread it. And I just, there's something about like when they went through and developed the twins' characters so much more. I really liked them, and I really liked Hikaru more than Kaoru. And like, while I do really like Haruhi and Tamaki, there's just something about redheaded twins and like myself kidding Haruhi that made her getting with one of the redheaded twins so much more satisfying to me. Was Haruhi my first non-binary representation in media that I could really see myself in? Yes. Am I still femme as fuck? Yes. Gender is a prison. I did also rewatch Ouran last year, I guess more like 2 years ago, my senior year of college, because I had nothing else to do, and boy oh boy was it good. It's good, but allegedly they're going to be remaking it and hopefully like doing it more justice and like being more serious, and I'm really looking forward to that. Now we're moving into, I think, my probably top 5 ships of all time. I'm excited. So, number 5 is Clance. This is also not an aforementioned universe, but this is from Voltron. We're talking the reboot, not the original show from the 80s, the one that's on Netflix, the one that has the same animators as Avatar. Okay, here's what it is. It is Sokka and Zuko, but in outer space. And, like, more rivalry. That's it, really. It also is the same red clothes, pale skin, dark hair, and brown skin, brown hair, blue clothes. You see what I'm talking about? It's the same color scheme. It is a great pairing. I don't know what to tell you. If you haven't seen this show, I can't really explain what else I like about them. Also, every time I watch that show, I'm like, I don't remember anything that just happened. So, now we move into one that, like, maybe could be higher up, but it isn't. And that's Klaine. That would be Kurt and Blaine from Glee. It's not higher up because I honestly don't like Kurt that much. The reason that it's on here at all is because I've always really loved Darren Criss. I was a really big fan of A Harry Potter Musical. And when he got onto Glee, I did shit my pants. And I got to also go see Darren Criss in How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying when I was 16, and it was amazing. What was so good about Klaine?
I know a lot of things, but I don't know about that.
Reason number 1 could be that Kurt and Blaine independently both got the best songs in the whole show. Darren Criss is so handsome. If I had to have like an anti-ship on this list, I've never shipped real people, although I really did not. I have heard some weird things about Darren's wife, and so like for a long time I was like very anti them, but now I just don't care. So I feel like that's healthy. Then this one I'm a little embarrassed that I put it so high up on the list, but it's also kind of, this is my favorite ship, and it is Captain Swan. We're back in the Once Upon a Time universe. I can't apologize for it. But Emma, that's her name. Emma Swan and Captain Hook. It starts off, he's like, "You're hot," and she's like, "I hate you and I have a gun." There's just something that I love about tough women who don't feel their emotions. Why? And also men adoring them. I just really like when men are like, I am nothing compared to this woman. She is incredible. I think that says a lot about me. Also, the guy who plays Captain Hook is, like, extremely hot. And so I had a big crush on him for a long time, and I still kind of do. Except I don't really like men, so I don't know. Yeah, I think Captain Swan is probably one of the very few things that Once Upon a Time actually did well. So, and then we have... I'm so sorry I didn't put this at number 1. I really wanted to. But it is Zatara. Zuko and Katara. Avatar: The Last Airbender. This is the ship that I've shipped the longest in my life. I also happen to have a magazine, like a Nick magazine from a long time ago, like early 2000s, and in it, it's like a map, a maze, from Katara to Zuko, because originally Zuko and Katara were supposed to be together, and then I think the producers were like, that's a little too sexy. You need to make this PG-13, and also the hero gets the girl for no reason. A lot of people, meaning my friends, have told me that Zuko and Katara would not work in reality, and I definitely think I have to agree with that, but it is still my favorite ship. When I was a kid, I used to fantasize about different Avatar: The Last Airbender characters being in love with me. And I would use that to put myself to bed every night. Did I need help? Yes, I did. I did need help. I was really into Zuko. I still am.
Jail. You're going to jail.
Oh, you know what also should have been on this list was, Danny Phantom and Sam Masters, and I just didn't. There's not really much to say about that one, because I think we're all kind of on the same page, but I feel like that one would be right before Zatara. There's just something really amazing about the enemies to friends to lovers trope that I just can't get enough of. And this is really just sort of like an example. Well, it's not an example. This is the blueprint. Zatara is the blueprint. They're also opposites attract. It's that color scheme thing that I was talking about with Clance. And they basically left us hanging with Zatara, which is why so many people like Clance, and so many people are now shipping Zucca, which is Zuko and Sokka. They're the blueprint of what the perfect ship is. Because also, like, imagine if they strung us along as viewers for the entire length of that show, and then at the end of season 3 gave it to us, or even gave us a season 4 where Zuko goes and finds his mom, and then him and Katara fall in love. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. And then I guess last and certainly not least, because it is number 1 on the list, best ship of all time, is Ten and Rose. So that's the 10th Doctor and Rose. If you haven't seen Doctor Who, I recommend watching the 9th Doctor and the 10th Doctor and then stopping. David Tennant, the 10th Doctor, had the best companions. And the thing about Rose was, like, they started off as buddies and then just, like, fell in love as time went on. But it was also, like, kind of unspoken, and, like, it was... I don't know how to explain it. Like, you really have to watch it. So hopefully everyone who's watching this has watched Doctor Who and knows what the fuck I'm talking about and agrees with me, because they better agree with me, or that's it. Or you're not allowed to watch my videos anymore. I think that's my definitive list. I want to thank Sophie for, like, giving me this idea, although her list had a bunch of real people on it, so I'm just gonna say don't ship real people. And my younger self knew that and didn't. So I'm amazing. If you agree that you shouldn't ship real people, you should subscribe. If you like Bulby, give this video a like. If you want me to give him a kiss for you, comment, give Bulby a kiss, and I will. I'm gonna go and bother him. Thanks so much for watching. And I'll see you next time I have an idea for a video.
Mamma mia, here I go again. My, how could I resist you? Mamma mia, does it show?